Hi, my name is Creative Delirium and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you're new here. Now today's video is a different type of video. As I said, I'm a bit of a capitalist in case you can't tell. And, well, I wanted to branch out a bit with my content since I want to be stereotypically pastel goth. You know, by the way, I don't know if I like the way this lighting is, but I don't know quite how to make it better, seeing as my webcam is quite a ways away from me right now. Yeah, so I guess let's get into it. I'll start with one of my most regretful purchases. It's the Pastel Goth palette by Kat Von D. Now, I don't know whether it's still okay to have this in my, whether it's okay to have this in my collection now that she stepped away from the company. But what I do regret is just getting sucked in by the packaging and buying it literally a little while before she stepped down. Like, I bought it secondhand. It came out pretty cheap. Somebody had a used copy, and I was like, it's the Pastel Goth palette. And I'm being a stereotype, and I was like, okay, I need that in my life. Next is My Little Pony color palette. My Little Pony color pop palette. This color scheme's just a little bit more me than the one by Pure. Next one that I have, see, I'm starting with the ones that are no longer able to be gotten, in case that's not clear, is a slime palette by Makeup Revolution. Next one is one that it's a regret for purchase, but it's the Sparkle Baby palette by freaking Sugar Pill. And yeah, I didn't break it. I bought it secondhand a while back and didn't realize in the description that they said had a broken mirror. They discreetly didn't photograph that, which goes against the terms of service on the site. So, you know, I got a little bit gypped. But I realized it before they shipped it. And I could have just canceled it right then and there, but I felt bad since apparently it was in the description, but I didn't know if it was in the description at the time that I bought it. You get the idea. So from there, I'll go into my other Makeup Revolution palettes. We have this one and this one, which my parents both got from Ulta. I don't really know which ones these are. Okay, the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Passion for Color and the Makeup Revolution Revolution Pro Regeneration Transmischief Maker. Yep, I guess those are which ones these are. Now going into the ones that I bought. Yes, I needed the sprinkles, okay? It was their first, chocolate bar palette that felt really, really colorful. It's an all shimmer, but I'll be honest, the formula's not too amazing on it, but it's workable and definitely for the price. I wouldn't prefer it over ColourPop, but the next palette will cement why I'm probably going to buy from Makeup Revolution more often. Just this color scheme, this is beautiful. I love it. It's just beautiful, and I love it. It's got that hot pink, it's got that cyan, and it's got those cute pastels. It's got what I need from, a Macron-themed palette. So their Macron palette not being colored like that makes me angry, because the case would make you think so. So that was the Dream with a Vision palette, and this is the Daydream palette, which, yet again, another colorful palette from them. So, yeah. Next, we'll go into my Sugar Pill. I seem to be missing a palette. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a palette. I have to be, right? Nope. It's just underneath all the color pops. So, we'll go into the most recent one. Which, oh, crap. I should have said this one also back whenever I was going over palettes that were no longer released. Just, I got this palette while it was released, so it doesn't feel as, like, you can't get it anymore. And I'm pretty sure some retailers still have it. You just can't get it on Sugar Pill's site. The formula is not great. There's a reason I was looking for other cyans for eyeshadows. And the Fun Size palette. Isn't it cute? I mean, I did a pretty cute look with this already. But, I mean, I might have used it multiple times because I don't think I used the purple in that look. So, it's a cute palette. Next, we'll go into some of my smaller hoards because I could say ColourPop next, but who wants to open that can of worms? Because next we've got the Nomad Cosmetics like Harajuku palette. By the way, I purposely use it in a way not to harm the little kitties. It's a very pigmented formula. Honestly, the best eyeshadow palette that I have. Nomad's formula is really, really great. And I'm not really a person that has a problem with satins just because I'll use them as mattes instead, and I don't really have a problem using them as a matte. And here's another standalone. I only have one by this brand. Spilled Cosmetics, the Volume 1, the Fur Baby palette. This bottom row is, like, disappointing because, like, almost all those shades be the same, and their product pictures online do not show that. But overall, like, who doesn't need this cat in their life? Okay, I needed this. As you can tell, a lot of my palettes are either bought for the packaging or for being pastel colored. So next we'll go into Juvia's Place. I have the Mini Magic, which the artwork's cool. Not really too into it, but then again, it is not really made for my demographic of weebs who never grew the fuck up out of anime. But, you know, and then I also have the Dulce, which this palette, it's a pastel color scheme that looks good on all skin tones. I really do recommend it. Because sometimes we think of pastels as the same little pastels as, you know, a lot of the palettes I just showed you. When really, pastels, like, I think you get what I mean. And next we'll go into OMFG Cosmetics. I have 3 palettes by them. First we have the Happy Birthday palette. Oh my gosh, I love the shimmers out of these more than I like the Juvia's Place shimmers, just simply put. I'm not really too big of a fan of the Juvia's Place shimmers, just because they're a bit too glittery, and somebody who loves Juvia's Place acted like OMFG's cosmetics shimmers were bad, and I'm like, but they're more pigmented, or at least in this palette, they are. So, next we have the Hot Tropic palette by OMFG Cosmetics. Now, a lot of their palettes, the reason they don't really go over the front is because it's just like, if it's this size, it's always a pink palette with the company name on the front. And, see, and the Pretty in Pastel. Luckily it had that sticker on there, because otherwise I was about, remembering all the palette names is a bit difficult at this point. Now, I collected most of these palettes within the last year, if not all of them. I think the oldest palette that I have might be this one. So keep that in mind. I collected these all very recently as I was kind of starting my channel. The first half of the year I have more money than I do the second half of the year, so. Next we'll go into the Fiend that is 1,400 ColourPop monochromatic palettes. First, we'll start with the main squeeze. I mean, I'm sure my boyfriend probably likes this palette. Now, I will say some of these palettes might be out of order. Not because I've used them or tried to rearrange them, because my cat decided to cause an avalanche. And these are magnetic pans, which means shadows fell out, and I hoped I put them right in the right things again. But I didn't really focus on it too much, so if you see just some discrepancies in placement, that's why. My cat. Oh god, that looks terrible. Yeah, as you can tell, that shadow took a beating from that interaction. It actually fell onto the ground. I repressed it with the cat hair in it. I probably should have just rebought this palette. The Strawberry Shake palette, by the way. Next, we have the Honey. Whenever I did my initial order, this palette came later than the rest because I accidentally didn't pack it. So I have this one. That glitter shade's not... Oh, okay, that's just pressed like that. Okay. It just looked like it was jumping out, but apparently it's just pressed like that, so... Nothing that I can really do about it. So the Honey, the Orange to Glad. Oh gosh, why do I have the smoke show upside down? How scared am I? Okay, not a mess. The Smoke Show palette by ColourPop. Yeah, I have a lot of these. Oh my gosh, the Blue Moon palette. Okay, let me pop him back in for a moment. This is just such a pretty blue color scheme. Yes, it's so pretty. I'm hoping that ColourPop continues with this. We've got the Baby Got Peach. Sadly, I don't have the Mint to Be palette, and I haven't ordered any palettes since last year. Just believe me, some of them I've been wanting, but I'm trying to save up for an iPad. Okay, this one's filthy, but it took a pretty hard fall that day, and apparently I didn't clean off the mirror. So, the Ooh La La. The Just My Luck. The lime green in this is really pretty. Okay? The lime green and the mint, I'm not really too much of a green fan otherwise, so. And the Lilac You A Lot palette. It's really stunning if you ask me. But then again, lavender is my favorite color, so I might be a tad biased. And, you know, they use the same lavender a lot of times, so the fact that we got a whole lavender themed palette was a bonus. And it's my pleasure. So that's all the palettes I kind of collected throughout, well, that were in my collection during 2019. And hopefully in 2021 I can do another one of these videos where I go over the new things and the things that have left my collection. And I'm not sure that this was the greatest move. I'm not sure I'm gonna love this video. Definitely since I have issues with how my face looks. But then again, it's my face. Y'all are about to realize how different my art style is from my own face. And the fact that it is not... If I was to dramatize my face, there'd be a whole little horse there, so. Since this is an art video, I guess all I have to say is goodbye.